So today I'm gonna go over attack side bind. I'm just gonna go over a couple defaults and just how to overall play the map on attack side to keep it simple but at the same time effective. I'd say this is probably one of the easier maps to kind of get down in terms of practice because of how the defaults are constructed. The rules are pretty much solidified. That makes it easier for players to kind of just understand their role and also just consistently do the one or two things that they're asked to do. So you don't have to do too much for the most part. So to start off, I will go over the comp first. You're gonna have double controller, Viper Brim. You're gonna have Skye as your initiator. You're usually gonna have Raze over Jet in this map. And then the last character will be Sage or Chamber. We're just, for this video, going to do Sage. So I'm going to start off with a regular A default, which is, you can also call a Bathrooms default. Your Viper usually walls this at the start of the round consistently. So again, just for conditioning's sake. And then goes by Barrier. And then as soon as Barrier goes down, throw this orb here. And that should be good enough for you. If you want to do the orb from the other side, that's fine as well. The lineup's pretty simple. I just use my left click dot. So, and then just throw. And that should land towards U-Haul. So you can do either or, works. It's fine. So your Viper will almost always be holding short A because he's essentially the A lurker. And then if you're doing a showers default, you'll have your Raze double satchel from this box. So you start on this box and then you satchel before Barrier goes down, and then you're able to double satchel into fast showers, you can. If you want to do slow showers, that's fine as well. You can have both versions of it. You can do fast showers, slow showers. Faster just means you get control of this area quicker, and you put pressure on these bathrooms players, and you get information fast. So if you do fast showers and there are players there, other players could just run up short using this orb in the wall, and either peek in front of the wall or just abuse taking towards U-Haul, depending on what comp the other team has. For the most part, you just want to pick between one of these two, fast showers or slow. If it's slow, most of the time there's going to be a Brim smoke here, and the players that are going to be going showers are Skye, who will Skye flash this right side on the fast showers control. At the same time, obviously, the Raze is satcheling, and the Raze doesn't get flash because the flash should be landing right here, behind this wall. So the Raze can easily peek with the flash as it lands and peek these guys. Depending on what kind of strat you want to do late, you can have your Sage full lurking towards B, which is what we used to do a lot, or, you know, just playing with the team if you want to do a fast A strat to begin with. In which case, you can do a Sage wall out here to here, and then get bombed down in this spot right here. Or you just do your regular short A take after. So, Skye, Raze, bathrooms, most part. Viper, short A. Brim, and Skye towards B. Brim normally holding, since he's not really being used in the strat at all, unless he's stimming, then for the most part, it will be Brim holding hookah. So, normally angles like this, angles like this. Your Sage can be on the other side, jiggling. And a lot of the things people don't know, hiding from the flash here is always very, very important, because if you're hiding from the flash, a lot of the times the opponent's Skye or Sova, depending on if he's darting or flashing down, will tell his team or her team there's no one flash long. And a lot of the times teams rotate off of this flash info. So if they're overstacked A and they hear this flash, they assume it's a B hit. And a lot of them will rotate. So you don't want to give that info, but sometimes you could just fake it and get hit by the flash. The only thing is, when you're Sage here by yourself, you want to try to stay alive. So if they are doing like a fast long B control, you're just going to go one for one max, or just get overwhelmed. So you want to try to stay alive as much as possible, hide from the flash for the most part, and then you could hold after that and do nothing and just chill. You could also throw a slow up long B and eat the flash if you want to do that, as long as Brim is nearby to help out. Because if there is a fast long B control, then at least Brim is there to trade the Sage. And then after that, Brim can just shift and hold this, while Sage kind of chills and holds this. Now again, this is fast shower controls, so as soon as you have showers control and you have the Raze getting the orb, that's basically the whole point of it. And then you're forcing the opponent to either push something else for information, or re-push showers for information, or use a dog to TP, etc., etc. And there will be some times where you're going to play coordinated teams who will TP and retake this shower area. So you don't want to be in here for too long. Once you take it, you're better off kind of getting out or playing in weird angles like this, and then having your Skye support you by holding this TP area. A lot of the times we would also, if a team did this a lot, we would also have a Brimstone nearby, so you can just smoke the TP off instantly, or throw a Molly in there immediately if there is a TP, in case there's players coming and they're doing a fast shower crunch or something. So once you take shower control, you've denied that information, you can now reset into either an A strat or a B strat, but for the most part, the whole point is to just take showers, which is why it's called a shower default, and then you go into something else later. You could either leave a lurker here or fully leave shower, go 5 short A, or you can fully leave A entirely and then walk up and do a B strat. The second default is a B default you can do. Now, you can do this multiple ways, but I'm just going to go over the one where, again, Viper starts the same way, smokes short A and kind of holds short A with the wall. And then you have your Brimstone this time holding showers and not making much noise and just kind of lurking a little bit. Since his smokes will be used later, basically all Brim's util will be used in the hit or post plant. So a lot of the times the Brim can lurk early round on defaults. So this is why you would want Brim here instead. Both your controllers are towards A, and then you have 3 people towards B. But for this area here, or for B in general, you want to be able to have 2 defaults separated. One hookah and one long B default. If it's a long B default, start heavy long B if you want to. The point of the long B default is to go all the way up to long B. You want to take control of all of this. Now, if weird things are happening, like there's a Viper orb here, and then all of a sudden they smoke down long B, etc., you can, again, adapt and go into a different strat, right? If it's a default playstyle from the opponent and they're doing all the normal things, then a lot of the times you just want to get to here as a Skye. Skye here, Raze here, and Sage here. And then Sage can, in this instance, hold hookah, since his utility for the most part will be useless after this slow. So at the start of the round, Sage can slow this and then just stare at hookah and wait for a push. And Sage again has to cover Skye while Skye is dogging, and then Raze goes up with the dog. So the dog clears everything, Raze peeks and gets to here, right? And if you feel like there's players in these areas or this area here, then you can use your Raze nade, Raze boombot, whatever you need to use. But the point is to take top long B, which is similar to the shower control. You're just taking map control from the opponent and taking vision away from them, because then you have a better picture of where the opponent is playing. Take long B, you have this whole area, then you can go back and reset, leave a lurker if you want to. The lurker will usually be someone who isn't absolutely needed on the fake, if you want to throw a fake somewhere and then rehit. But for the most part, you could just also leave the area entirely, get to here, listen for the Skye flash to come, because the Skye flash, like I said before, a lot of Skies will use it for info. So if they hear someone get hit by the flash here, then they'll assume it's a B hit late. But if they don't hear the flash get hit, then you can use that info to then assume that the Skye is saying, yo, stay A, that the Skye flash didn't see anything. So then you can do a B hit and it'll be less players here. So it is good to leave lurkers here, specifically just to listen for the Skye flash, because he can always call the players at B or at A back, or ask them to TP as he walks up long B. If you hear the Skye flash here, as your teammates are hitting A, you can easily tell them to tap bomb and then TP, which is, we used to do this a lot, and it catches a lot of teams off guard, because most of the time 4 players will consistently be in the A bomb site by this point. It's so late in the round. And then you can easily TP, and you'll have to deal with a max 1 player, and he'll be either in hookah, in octagon, or most likely towards these 2 areas, like far away. And you're able to take the site, because he'll probably play retake if he's a smart player. So you have a long B default, which I just went over. And then you can just do a hookah version of that, which is you send everybody towards hookah except the Sage. So Raze and Skye go hookah instead. And then you can use your Skye dog if you want, or you can combo your boombot with a Skye flash. So that way they can't insta-break the boombot, and then you can clear it. And then you can also have the Brim start on this side of short at the start of the round, just so he can smoke off this window if you want extra insurance and make sure your Raze stays alive. You can also smoke this window off, which obviously takes away these angles for like any chambers or any ops in general. And again, same concept applies. If you take map controls somewhere, you can always insert players, and you can always go back to this bomb site after you leave this area and then go make noise somewhere else. And again, that's the point of the default, right? You want to manipulate rotations to the best of your ability while gaining information based off what the enemy is doing and how they're moving around the map. Once you've done either any of these defaults, long B, hookah, or showers, or even short A, once you've done any of these defaults, a lot of the times it's good to go away from these areas and insert a player or just fully leave, because you've already made so much presence and you've already pushed them back. The whole point of that strat of the specific default is to push the opponent back from gaining that or having that information. So once you've completed that goal, you don't have to continue on with the strat and force anything. You want to play the clock at that point and again, manipulate rotations to the best of your ability. You can do any of these defaults at any point and insert players at any point. So a short insert is really strong if it's like around this area, but it is also kind of obvious nowadays. So you could just fall all the way back to like off angling here, because a lot of times what opponents do is once they see that, oh, like there's not any noise anymore, they were defaulting short but they left, and then you make noise B, these guys are way more likely to push to regain this info so they can gamble the B bomb site, right? And then if they push, you just have a guy inserted here, you get a free kill on him, and then, you know, the default slowly starts unraveling the opponent. So inserts are always strong. They're always recommended, in my opinion, on almost every map. Oh, and the things you can do as a Viper to help these defaults. For example, shower default, what you can do is you can throw this molly here, which I use my the bar, the bottom left of the juice or whatever, the bar, to then put it on this line here, the left side of this line. And if you just throw it, and you do this right when barriers go down, if your Raze is satcheling to this area, this hits right here. So it pushes this guy back or in here, and he'll be like vulnerable, and you just kill him, right? So you're just helping your opponents you're helping your team while being so far away. So that's the best thing you can do as a Viper, is start of the round, right before you throw your orb, just throw the molly first, and then, yeah, just throw after that. And then you can jump spot this angle to make sure that there's no op here, and then you can get back to your area. If you want to help the B default, the long B default, like I said, you want to get to here. I'm pretty sure I used my Q, the top of my Q. So this thing here, and then I just put it right in between the light and the actual bar, and I threw it. And you do this right when barriers go down. And that way, again, it helps your team take control of long B, because again, this guy's pushed back, either back to where he was and not being able to peek to kill the dog, or he's pushed to here. And then you can either dog this, if he's there, you nade it, make the guy TP, etc. So those are things you can, like little things you can do as a Viper to help your like teammates on defaults. And then again, like I said, since you're orbing from here or molling from here, you just do this, you get to here, you wait a second to see if there's a push. And if there's no push, you wait like 5, maybe 10 seconds. Then you can get to your spot, and hopefully you don't get timinged, throw your orb, and then you go back to holding again. And that's it. So you can do this on both sides, here and here. That's why it's important to know both of these orbs, this one and this one, so that way you can throw these mollies for your teammates in order to help them take map control. Now, a lot of people ask me this question on streams, like, when should I save my mollies and when should I actually use them to take sites? You should, in my opinion, save mollies only when your teammates have max ults. So you have Raze ult, Skye ult, and the site take will be easy. That's the only time I would suggest saving your mollies, because you're pretty confident in a hit when you have Raze ult, Skye ult, or Raze ult, Brim ult, because you can use the dog for info with Skye and then just Raze ult the area, and usually the opponent will fall back, and it will give you an opportunity to get a free bomb plant with Sage. And then you just get bomb down, then you can play your mollies. And you consistently want to pick up this orb. Just so, as Viper, if you take a short A and you get to this area and you've taken U-Haul fully, right, or your teammates have taken U-Haul, you consistently want to pick up your orb instead of just leaving it there. It's useless, right? So most of the time what I do is I either orb the bomb site for my teammates, so that way when they break the wall eventually, there's a whole orb with full juice that they have to go through, which makes it really frustrating for the opponent, because you're kind of breaking their rhythm on the retake, and then you're making it so these guys can't run in the same time as these guys, and you're essentially isolating fights. So it's just disrupting a retake basically. So I either throw it there or I use it here. But I think the best use for it is right here. And then you just wait for them to retake, and as they're retaking, you have this whole orb to they have to go through the orb to kill you, right? And they have no vision. So when they're coming in, they're just literally, you can be anywhere. That's one good thing to know about Viper as well, is consistently picking up your orb once its initial use is gone. If there are other things you want me to go over, like for example set strats, I could do that, but in my videos I've started to realize the longer they are, the more annoying they are to watch. and maybe for me and maybe for other people as well, I also know that you kids don't have an attention, like any attention span. So I just went over these defaults because they're very easy to go over, and I haven't really gone over strats off of these defaults, which I'm not gonna do yet. And if you guys need strats off of these defaults, then I'll make a like completely separate video going over set strats like AXQ, BXQ. This is more of a starting point for teams that are, or either IGLs that are kind of going over the map with their teams. This is kind of the starting point of like how you want to play the map in general before you even get to the execute, before you even get to where like you can look up any team and find executes and strats, but I think setting the actual strats up is the more difficult thing to do. So that's what I've gone over here. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if there are things that I can do better or explain better, I would love to know about it because I want to help you guys out as best I can. Appreciate you guys as always. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have been killing it on my YouTube. You guys are watching all my videos, all the comments, and I promise I read them. So thank you. Keep them coming. And I appreciate you guys. Peace.